When police drain a dam, it's usually because they're hoping for answers, not miracles. This week, investigators in South Australia pumped more than 3 million liters of water from a dam near the Lamont family property, searching for any trace of 4-year-old Gus Lamont, who vanished without a sound in the middle of the Outback. What they found, or didn't find, is raising even more questions about what really happened on that dusty stretch of land. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and share. I'm Investigator Dyke, and today we're diving into one of Australia's most haunting missing child cases. This one has twists, silences, and mysteries that only get deeper the longer you look. Let's get into it. Gus Lamont disappeared on September 27, 2025, from his family's remote property near Yunta, a tiny, wind-beaten town sitting east of the Flinders Ranges in South Australia. According to reports, Gus was last seen around 5 in the evening. He was outside the homestead, playing within sight of his grandmother. It was one of those quiet outback afternoons, the kind where you can hear every sound for miles. But when she looked up again, Gus was gone. No cry, no footsteps, just silence. Within minutes, the family began searching, calling his name, checking the shed, the paddocks, the nearby creek bed. Nothing. It was as if the desert had swallowed a 4-year-old boy whole. As night fell, temperatures dropped fast, down into the single digits. That's when the fear set in and police were called. By the next morning, what began as a family search had turned into one of the largest coordinated efforts the region had seen in years. September 27th, the day Gus disappeared. Late afternoon light fading fast. The outback cools quickly after sunset, and with it, hope starts to slip. Every minute counts when a child is lost in that kind of terrain. By the next morning, September 28th, the search explodes in scale. Police, SES volunteers, drones, and even Aboriginal trackers join in. Over the next few days, from the 28th to October 2nd, they push the search zone out to more than 470 square kilometers. Then, finally, something. A small footprint found about 500 meters from the house. It matches the tread of Gus's tiny boot. But there's just one. No trail, no continuation. A single print in the dirt, and then nothing. By mid-October, the tone changes. After nearly 2 weeks, police begin scaling back. The operation shifts to the major crime branch, but they emphasize again and again, there's no evidence of foul play, just a vanished child, and a silence that doesn't make sense. Then late October brings a new wave, but not of clues. Instead, it's rumors, doctored photos, conspiracy theories, and so-called witness claims spreading across social media. None of it verified. Authorities are forced to step in publicly, warning that misinformation is muddying an already fragile investigation. And then, November 1st, a new development. Investigators drain a large farm dam roughly 600 meters from the Lamont homestead. Over 3 million liters pumped out inch by inch under the glare of national headlines. They were hoping for answers. But when the mud settled, the dam was empty. And so were their leads. Let's break down what's been found and what hasn't. Found. A single child-sized boot print, possibly Gus's. Some disturbed soil and grazing marks near the homestead, the kind you'd expect from everyday movement, maybe animals, maybe people. and confirmed witness statements placing Gus near the property before he disappeared. But then there's what's missing, and it's a long list. Not found. No clothing, no toys, no personal items at all. No human scent trail for dogs to follow beyond a short stretch from the house. No confirmed vehicle tracks, no signs of an abduction. And after draining the dam, nothing. No remains, no clues, not even a trace of clothing caught in the reeds. That void of evidence, that silence where there should be noise, it's what makes this case so deeply unsettling. Because every direction you look, there's just nothing. Now here's where things get complex. In most missing child cases, especially in places this remote, something always turns up. A scrap of clothing, a second footprint, a piece of evidence that at least points in a direction. Even nature leaves a trail. Animal movement, disturbed ground, a trace sent for dogs to follow. But here, almost nothing fits that pattern. Experts have narrowed the possibilities down to three main paths. First, environmental disappearance. The idea that Gus simply wandered off, became disoriented, and was overcome by the brutal Outback conditions. It happens. But if that's true, where's the evidence? Not a thread of clothing, not a bone fragment, not even a confirmed trace after weeks of aerial sweeps and ground searches. Second, human involvement. A potential abduction. Maybe someone took advantage of that brief window when Gus was out of sight. But this area is isolated. Few vehicles, fewer people, no tire marks, no witnesses, no sign of forced entry or struggle. If someone did take him, they left behind nothing. And third, investigative limitations. That part of South Australia hides its secrets well. Thick scrub, deep mine shafts, collapsed wells, even sinkholes that could swallow a small child without a trace. It's possible the land itself is keeping the truth buried. Still, there's something about this case that doesn't sit right with those who were there. Some of the volunteer searchers who combed the property have said the same thing. It felt too clean, too little disturbance, too little evidence that a child had ever been there at all. And that might be the most haunting detail of all. So let's talk about the theories. The ones still driving conversation, debate, and sleepless nights for those who can't let this case go. Theory 1, the lost child scenario. This is the official stance, that Gus wandered off and was tragically lost to the environment. The Outback can be merciless, especially for a child that young. But here's the problem. There's no trail, no progression of footprints, no gradual scatter of belongings that you'd normally see in a child's movement. Just one print, and then nothing. It's as if he simply vanished into thin air. Theory 2, the abduction theory. This one lingers because people find it hard to accept a total disappearance without human involvement. Some believe that someone may have taken Gus, possibly during that short window when his grandmother wasn't watching. But for an abductor to reach such a remote property, strike so quickly, and leave zero trace, it would take precision and planning. And so far, police have no evidence suggesting that level of coordination. And theory 3, the cover-up angle. Now this theory lives mostly online, among those who think something happened within the property itself. Maybe an accident, maybe a panic that led to silence. But again, there's no proof. Investigators have said that they found no sign of foul play. Still, the lack of any physical evidence keeps people speculating, because sometimes what's missing speaks louder than what's found. Each theory has its cracks. Each raises more questions than it answers. And the longer this case stays unsolved, the deeper those questions cut. Because somewhere out there, in that vast stretch of land, lies the truth about what happened to little Gus Lamont, whether it's buried beneath dust and time or hidden in plain sight. So what's still unclear? How could a 4-year-old vanish within meters of home without a single sound, a cry, or a trace? Why did police decide to drain the dam weeks later? Was it based on a fresh lead or a last attempt to rule out the unthinkable? Could that single footprint have been misidentified, maybe even a false clue that sent everyone in the wrong direction from the start. And if the search covered more than 400 square kilometers, what parts of that land are still untouched, hidden, or overlooked? These questions keep the case alive, not just in the headlines, but in the minds of everyone who's followed it. Because nothing in this story fits neatly. No pattern, no closure, no trace of a boy who should have been easy to find.
And maybe that's what makes it so haunting. The silence, the space between facts, the sense that something or someone is still missing from the truth. In my opinion, this case remains one of the most haunting mysteries in recent Australian history. The drain dam didn't bring answers, just more silence. Every lead fades, every clue unravels, and the questions only grow heavier with time. Somewhere out there lies the truth about what happened to Gus Lamont, and until it's found, the story can't rest. If you found this breakdown valuable, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps keep these stories visible and the pressure on for real answers. Until then, stay safe, stay curious, and never stop asking questions.